Lance Hall here for Let's Discuss with Lance Hall. Happy to welcome Skinny from the band The Herd this evening. How you doing, Skinny?
Yeah, I'm really good. It's kind of late over here in Sweden, but I'm still keeping my eyes open,
I
so
was
it's all right.
coming up on about 11:30, 12 o'clock or midnight, close to midnight over
Yeah,
there, isn't it?
yeah, that's right.
Okay. New album, The Island. Now it's out now, but it's coming out here in the States December 14th. Do I have that correct?
Yeah, if you tell me, I have no idea about
Okay.
the dates, but the album is out here in Europe, and yeah, it's probably coming out
Yeah.
as you said on the 14th. So
Cool. On Despos
yeah,
Records. We have you, of course, on lead guitar, Clara on drums.
no,
Um,
Clara on guitar as well,
okay,
and then
okay.
we have
Nikki on
Nicky,
drums.
Nicky on drums. Yeah, exactly,
That's
and then
right.
Ida on bass.
And Pepper on vocals.
That's right.
That's right. I had my notes a little bit messed up here. I was looking at all my different things here. Now, this is sort of obviously Clara, Nikki, and Ida came from Crucified Barbara, but
Yeah.
they were friends with you and Pepper before forming this band, correct? That the five of you knew each other.
That's correct, yeah.
So it's sort of like a group of old friends coming together to form a new group.
Yeah, well, Stockholm is not that kind of a big town, especially not when it comes to the rock scene. So everybody knows everybody.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
it sort of came together when Clara met you at a record fair, I read. That's where the
Yeah,
sort of
that's
seed
right.
got planted.
Yeah, well, they decided when Crucified Barbara split up that like they wanted to continue playing, and I was in a yeah in a period of of time when I didn't play that much live, and I didn't because we didn't have that much to do with Death Stars at the moment. So we met at this record fair, and we started discussing that it would be great to play a lot more, and we should start opening up something like you can call musicians just to jam or whatever. And that's when I think the seed was planted, that like, oh cool, so you're in this situation too, you want to play more. And when they decided to continue playing and start another band or a new concept, they called me and asked if I wanted to play guitar. And I said I really want to come down and try out at least.
Excellent. And how did Pepper
Yeah.
come about getting into the band?
Well, yeah, like you said, we've known each other for many years, but I don't remember who brought up the idea to try her out, but I know that Ida, the bass player, she ran into her on the subway,
Yeah.
and yeah, they started talking, and she was like, "Yeah, why don't you come down and try out? We have a new band going on," and Pepper was really excited to do it, and
Yeah.
and it seemed like destiny when when it all came down
Yeah.
together. So.
Excellent. Now, this is a concept album based on an actual island out in the Baltic Sea that, if I researched right, you and Ida had actually been to, have some ties to.
Yeah, I used to live there as a kid
Okay.
for a few years, and yeah, I lived there. I think for about 3 years only, but it's a weird island. And Ida, she has a summer house there and has that has been there like all every summer since she was a kid as well.
Hmm.
But we didn't know each other back then. This why I was like, yeah, 5 to 7 sort of. So
Okay.
I actually went to first class of school there, and we were two people in my class. That you can tell the size of the island.
Yeah.
It's a small island. We were 14 people in the whole school.
Wow.
So,
That is small.
yeah, and it's a weird island. We all the stories that we know combined started kind of influencing the album. My little brother and little sister's father, he drowned out there during very weird circumstances.
Wow.
And there's so many weird stories
Hmm.
about the different people living out there and visitors, and just yeah.
Cover art is very cool on the album, almost sort of psychedelic, I thought. Who came up with the cover art concept?
It was, to begin with, it was a photo.
Oh.
But the photo didn't really work as a cover, so we asked an artist friend of ours to rearrange it and do it in her own, interpret the photo in her own way, and we're super happy about it. It is, like you say, psychedelic, and we like that old vibe.
Yeah. I also like the logo, the way you did the logo. Did one of you design your logo, or was that done by the artist who did the cover as well?
No, it's from another friend of ours called Siggy. He's a real artist, a real legend in Stockholm. Comes from like the old graffiti art, and he knows his stuff.
Very cool logo. First video out, or the video you got out now is Tower. You had some lyric videos and stuff, but Tower of Silence is the first video where everybody in the band is in it. You got to be happy. It's 10,000 views on YouTube. A great video. Can you tell us a little bit about the process of it all? It's really cool.
Yeah, well, I'm fortunate enough we are fortunate enough to have a lot of creative friends in our surroundings. So it is a really old friend of mine that made the video, together with some help from some other friends. But they really put in a lot of effort for not that much money, and so I'm very thankful. And it's been, I think we used 4 or 5 days to shoot the video. Normally you just shoot a music video during one evening, or maximum 2 days. So it's a lot of effort, and then all the effort in the editing and everything. So, well, we sort of explained the idea of the song, and it's based on the old Zoroastrian, old religion, where they used to put all the old corpses up in this Tower of Silence for the birds to come and feast on. So we kind of wanted those elements in it, and then they wrote, my friend Damon, he wrote the script, and we just had to approve.
It's really, and now at the end it says to be continued. So
that's right.
We're going to go further into it. The next song, is that one been shot yet, or you're in the process of doing it?
Yeah, it's almost done shooting. We have a few more scenes just to add on, just to make sense of the story. But
I look forward to seeing it.
It's going to be for the song "A Death Supreme." So it just continues. You get to know a little bit more about the island.
Very cool. So the songwriting process, did everyone write equally, or did Pepper do lyrics and you do the guitar and the girls do the rhythm, or did everybody?
Yeah, well, that's the best thing about this project, really, is that even though it's not the fastest way to go, but it's so democratic in that kind of way. Everybody chips in, writing wise. Of course, I didn't write. I haven't written any lyrics, but everybody's been writing on the songs anyway. So both musically and lyric wise. So. And it is a fun process, because you try out ideas that you normally would just rate, not to be. They wouldn't be. Nor I wouldn't normally go that path, at least. So, and it's fun. It takes a little bit longer, but it's so much better in the end. Because then this is the best for the song.
Right. Excellent. I loved your guitar playing. This is one thing I was going to bring up. I love the way you play. It's so melodic and stuff. I'll toss out one name that I sort of thought of listening to some of your leads was Michael Schenker. There's like a fluidness to your playing. Was he any type of influence? And if not, who were some of your guitar influences?
Of course, I've been listening to a lot of his older stuff, like early 70s, but Yeah, well, I grew up with classic rock. My uncle gave me a bunch of old vinyls when I was 9, 10, and said, "Okay, so you're into rock. You should listen to this." And
Yeah.
it was Hendrix, it was Zeppelin, it was Sabbath, it was a lot of yeah, Scorpions as well, and yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah, well, I think the whole vibe is then somewhere it's blues based, but I do love a good melodic sound to it, and I
Yeah.
think the tone is very important.
Right. The tone, your melody, your sense of everything. It wasn't. You could tell it wasn't rushed. It was almost like it had your solos had time to breathe. You know.
Thank you.
Was I like wanted to talk about a few of the songs. I made some notes. I of course I got an advanced download over here.
Yeah.
Sirens, just amazingly atmospheric was what I wrote. I love the layered vocals and stuff. Tell us a little bit about Sirens. And I love the rowing
Yeah.
opening and closing.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, it is one of the first songs that we recorded, but we recorded an electric version of it, which is released but only on digital downloads. And but since we like the song so much, we really wanted it on the album because it tells. I think it suits the whole theme of the island. So we decided let's try out and make it more acoustic and more atmospheric, and so I rearranged it, and we put in all these acoustic guitars and mellotrons, and just then there's not really a drum beat, a classic rock drum beat. It's more like a heartbeat from the almost so it was a lot of fun just to create something completely different.
Excellent. The next tune I picked out was It. My note on that one was kind of Toolish. The band Tool, the way their melodies and stuff go, kind of had that little Tool stop and start crunch to it.
And it's also like the pattern or the beat it's kind of off. It goes from fourth to fifth, and so I know I understand what your feeling tells you. It is kind of the weird song on the album, but still, it's groovy.
Yeah, definitely. And then there was Caller of Storms. I thought this was like a nice interlude from everything. Kind of almost like I'll go back to Schenker and UFO on the Obsession album, where they would throw on those rockers and then they would throw on like Arbery Hill. There was just this like little instrumental piece. Was that what was in mind with this? Was just sort of a little bit of an interlude?
It is an interlude. We kept that with us for a long time. At one point, we had it in a song, but then we decided, like, why not make it just separate? And it could be nice to just have a breathing moment in that kind of way, and not necessarily put on vocals or make it such a big deal. But we really wanted a long title for it. So we had kind of a listening party when we were finished recording. So we were pulling notes out of a box that people came up with. So that's how we came up with the title.
Cool, very nice.
A long title.
Yeah.
Caller of the Storms.
Because then you'd go out of that right into Revenge Song, which really rocks. You kind of,
that's the motherfucker.
Yes, you are. Yeah, we're internet. It's all good. And then I had a couple more here. Queen Scarlet. I loved the little bit of the tempo change that's in it. Thought it was kind of Sabbathy. What was the song I was thinking of? Lonely is the Word, off of Heaven and Hell. Kind of like the way it ended, that long ending.
Yeah, it's a very long ending, a very long solo.
Yeah, very cool. Doing that solo, was that one that you had to piece together, or you just strap on and play it?
No, I wrote a few parts of it, and then some just came in the moment. But I had a kind of basic idea. So.
Cool, excellent. Crystal Lake, I had as brilliant, sort of a busy track. You start off kind of slow, then you go bluesy, and my note here has great lead, meaning on the solo.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, super.
Tell me a little bit about Crystal Lake. That one was probably my favorite track on the album.
Yeah, for me that's kind of the boogie song. It's kind of, it has that kind of, you want to sit on a chopper.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. It's a great song, but I think you said it so well.
Okay, all right. And then I gave you my last song test. When I listen to the albums, I always listen to the last song pretty intently to see if the group is trying as hard on the last song as the album as they are on the first song.
Oh, interesting.
And you guys passed the last song test.
Thank you.
The thing I liked the most about this was Pepper's vocals. They almost go from like lilting, when she's talking about leaving the island, this real soft kind of voice, into more of like a powerhouse voice at the end. I thought that's where she really shined, was on that track with her vocals. Was it the last song for the album, or one that you had and then you just sequenced it in last, or?
No, I think it was more like telling the story. It's not really chronological, the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, it's more like you have the introduction of the island, the first song.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get to know the characters on the album with the different songs or different areas of the island. But it's not necessarily a chronological order, except from like the start and finish point.
Mm-hmm.
So that was important, just to have Leaving the Island as the last song. So.
Nice. Talking with Skinny, guitarist for the band The Herd, their album The Island, coming out here in the States December 14th on Despo's Records. Concept album, excellent stuff. 10 tracks. I'll tell you, for 10 tracks, it went by quickly. You did it perfectly. It's like, I was satisfied, but you always want to leave people maybe wanting a tiny bit more rather than overstuffing them,
Super, yeah.
It was really, it went by quickly, but it was excellent. And at the end, I wasn't so much when I got to the end, it's the end. It's like, okay, cool, that's the end. Now what's for dessert,
Yeah, there's more to come, I promise.
Excellent. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Skinny, I always like to end my interviews with just some fun questions. I'm hoping these are questions you've maybe even never been asked. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. It's getting late over there where you are and you're hungry. What do you grab for a midnight snack if you're hungry?
Right now, late night snacks is always like chips and just unhealthy stuff. Actually, I'm terrible in that way. So,
right.
A bag of chips.
Everybody likes to ask what the first album was everybody bought. I like to ask, what was the last album you purchased, the most recent musical purchase you made?
Ooh, give me a second. I think it was the Hank von Hell album, the Turbo Negro singer.
Okay.
New album, yeah.
All right, I'll have to check that out.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, excellent stuff.
Favorite toy growing up as a child?
Definitely Lego.
All right. Given your choice of household chores, would you rather do dishes or the laundry?
These days, since I have a dishwasher, I have to say laundry. Nah, yeah. No, I'd rather do dishes actually.
Okay.
Any day. Yeah. It's something like it's almost like yoga.
Yeah, it's kind of therapeutic. You put some music on the background,
Yeah.
you're washing the dishes. I hear you.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time and eat one of your mom's home-cooked meals from your childhood, what would you pick?
Probably, some pasta dish.
Okay.
She's an excellent cook, but everything she made was good. So.
Yeah, excellent. Last one, and this is generally the most fun one. If they were to make a movie of your life, what actor would you have play you in the movie? And it's your movie, your life. You can pick anybody.
Okay. Can I get an existing? Because I'm thinking like, have you seen Star Wars with Jar Jar Binks?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, he looks kind of like me. Can he play me?
Yeah, sure. Like I say, it's your movie, your life. You can pick whoever you like. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, Skinny, I thank you very much for taking the time to chat with me tonight here for Let's Discuss with Lance Hall. Once again, this is Skinny, lead guitarist for the band The Herd. Their album, The Island, coming out here in the States December 14th. If you're over in Europe or anywhere else, it's already out there. Really, really excellent album. I give my best to the ladies. Tell them outstanding job. And look forward to seeing that next video and what you guys are coming up with next.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Take care, Skinny.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.